Inserting and formatting text in JCE is really simple. I'm just going to put in some filler text called lorem ipsum text for now, and we'll see how this gets formatted as we go. Alright, if I click the Show Hide button, you'll see that the text is now in plain HTML with divs and paragraph tags. All the HTML that's been generated when I pasted that in is now viewable to us. The other way to do that would be to toggle the source code. And again, it's the similar look and feel than the Show Hide button, only now I have line numbers. This is new in JCE 2.0, and it's really helpful. Notice these three buttons are not grayed out anymore. I can toggle word wrap, I can toggle the code highlighting, and I can also toggle line numbers. All of that disappears when I go out of source view mode. So let's say I want to use JCE and I'm going to now start editing or at least formatting some of this text. Let's say I wanted to make this area bold. I just go and highlight it and of course click the B. Now this seems like a lot like Word or a word processor, but it's not. WYSIWYG editors are still very much in their infancy, and you can't rely on them for all of the sophisticated formatting that Microsoft Word might give you. But as you can see, there is a lot available to you. If I wanted to make that bold and italic, then I just click the little I. If I wanted to make this into a header, a big bold paragraph heading, again double click it to select it, get rid of the bold and italic, and then come over here to paragraph and choose heading 1, 2, or 3. Now a word of caution here, Google likes to see only one H1 tag or heading 1 tag, so don't use this in an article. Maybe an H3 tag, and that'll give you a nice bolder, bigger text with some padding on the top and on the bottom. Let's say I wanted to make this into a link from one article to another. JCE makes it really easy to do. I can now just go and click through all of the various content that I have on the site, or a menu, and I'm going to link it to the administrator components in the About Joomla category. And JCE has created that link for me. A fantastic advantage, especially over the default editor in Joomla. If I wanted to have a sorted list, I can click, and now I have a numbered list. If I click again and hit enter, one of the things I'm going to suggest is that you get your text in first and then begin all this formatting. It's just a lot easier to, especially to undo if you do something wrong. When I press enter twice, it just adds those in. What if I want an unordered list? Well, put my cursor where I want and select unordered list. Now notice I have some options here: default, circle, disk, or square. I can change that to a square. And JCE now gives me a square bullet point. Not personally my favorite, so we'll go back to the default. In the numbering, I could have used lower alpha, lower Greek, lower Roman, and notice now all my numbers are formatted by JCE just the way I want. If I wanted this text to be superscript, quite easy. Highlight it and click the superscript button. Or if I want it to be subscript, I just click that, and now it's subscript. What if I wanted this word to be all uppercase or sentence case? I can insert custom characters with JCE, and it will show me the HTML code that I need, or I can just click, and now I have a custom code. This is really helpful, especially for things like copyright symbols and things like that. JCE gives me a lot of options. One of the things I'm going to suggest that you don't use JCE for is to change the font family, the font size, and be careful how you choose the font color. One of the things we want to make sure is that you don't just go hog wild with all the fonts and keeping the CSS from your template quite usable by your articles. So if we come through here and change all of this to a completely different font, it's going to look rather silly once we have 2 or 3 or 4 fonts in our article. That's not really a JCE thing, that's more of just